Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Trevor Y with the Legal Edge, coming at you with the Daily Fire. Today's topic is off of a reel that I saw on Instagram, and I love it. And it was it's a boy that interviewed. Boy, he's probably like 25. He's interviewing another. I guess that tells you how old I feel. I know I'm not that old, but I feel old sometimes. So I look at someone in their 20s, and I'm like, "You little child, you little baby." But anyhow, watching this young man, we'll call him, this young man interviewing somebody else, and he's like, if I gave you $10 million, would you take it? And he's like, well, yeah. The other kid's like, oh yeah, of course I mean, the other young man was like, yeah, of course I'd take it. And then the interviewer says, the only catch is you don't wake up tomorrow. Would you still want it? And the one being interviewed is like, well, no. Like, not even giving it a thought, right? Which means you waking up tomorrow is more valuable than $10 million. I want you to think about that. I want you all to think about that. If somebody offered you $10 million right now, but you didn't wake up tomorrow, would you take it? Like, there's no chance I would take it. Like, there's zero. Like, and there's so many reasons why. But I want you to think about that from a perspective, realizing that your life, the fact that you get to wake up in the morning, is what's valuable. The fact that you have breath, that you have life, that you have the ability to learn and to grow and to develop and to become something more than what you currently are today. That's the gift. That's worth more than any amount of money. You could change it from 10 million to 50 million to 100 million to $1 billion. I don't care what number you threw in there. The value of your life is worth more than any amount of wealth or money that you accumulate in this life. So then we're thinking, okay, well, what is that? Well, how does that play into this whole game, right? If my life is the most valuable asset, then what I do on a daily basis, the things I choose to spend my time on, those better be valuable. Those better offer up some type of a return to me to make it worth it. Because you're saying that the most valuable thing you have is the fact that you still can breathe and your heart is still beating, and that you can walk around and you get to experience life and you get to experience people and you get to experience just experiences. You get to go places, you get to do things. And as you look at this, I want you to consider how different will you spend your time if it's the most valuable thing you have? See, we all understand this when I say, hey, you get the 10 million versus die. Well, we'll say, oh, well, I don't want to die, so I'm going to go after that. But then I want you to look at your day. What do you do throughout your day? If I sat there with hidden cameras and I watched your life, what would I see? Would I see someone who values their life? Would I see someone who's going after their dreams? Would I see someone who is taking advantage of every single moment of every single day? Is that what I would see? Or would I see someone who doesn't value their life, who doesn't value their time, who doesn't value the things around them? And what's interesting is, tell me where you spend your time and I'll tell you what you value. I'll tell you what matters to you on this little existence, this walk that we have. Right now on the planet, you're one of about 7 billion, 8 billion, whatever the number is these days. Who knows? And I don't even know how they actually know that. I always think that's funny. I'm like, I guess it's from some census that they did at some point, but I haven't been in a census for like 20 years. So I don't know how they figure this out, but somehow they know, right? We'll call it 8 billion. You're one of those 8 billion, which can very easily make you feel pretty insignificant in existence. And then I want you to think about like 500 years ago. Pretty much everybody who lived 500 years ago, there's a few names we might know in some history book. But other than that, nobody is even an afterthought. It's not even, it was like, whoa, okay, cool. Which means we're going to come and go and we're going to have this moment. This is our moment. This is the moment that we sit here on this earth. And so to go and try to accumulate as much money as you possibly can while the rest of your world burns down, that makes no sense. But some of you value money way more than you value anything else. But at the same time, if I said I'm going to give you all the money in the world, but you die tomorrow, you'd say, well, I don't want to die tomorrow because I want to be able to live life. So how are you living life? How are you making that a representation of what you actually do? When you wake up in the morning, do you look at your world as, hey, this is the most valuable thing I have, is the fact that my heart's beating, my breath is, my air is, like, my lungs are taking in air, and that's the most valuable thing. And so then you go forward to your day, the way you treat people, the way you treat your spouse, your children, the neighbors, the gas station attendant at 7-Eleven, the way you're showing up in the world isn't showing up in a way that you are actually living your best life. When you see that, when people are saying, hey, they're living their best life, living my best life, right? Half the time people say that as some like cliche, ridiculous bullshit that I cannot stand people. Same thing when they say, how are you? And they're like, living the dream. And it's usually people who are doing like shitty jobs, doing shitty things. I'm like, really? That's the dream for you? I'm like, get that out of here. The same people, you ask them, how are they doing? You're like, fine, I'm fine, it's good, I'm good. Like, all that's bullshit. A bunch of liars walking around. Drives me crazy. But the reality is, look at yourself. Why don't you take a look at your world? Take a look at your world across body, being, balance, and business. Where are you neglecting the thing that you actually value the most, which is your time? And what actions are you doing that need to just stop? Or what actions are you not doing that you need to start doing? And in starting to do those actions, what's a significant change that needs to happen? What's the thing that you need to do? Once you've identified the domain, whether it's body, being, balance, or business, now do something about it. What's one simple action that you can take today that's going to make all the difference in the world? So, that's all I got for you. It's your boy Trevor White here with The Legal Edge. Have a fantastic day.